Hello, I'm Matt with Tech Help for Seniors, and today I wanted to talk to you about how to pick out your computer for Black Friday. So today is November 18th, 2025, and I know a lot of you are looking to buy new computers, especially because this year Windows 10 is kind of going out and everyone's having to switch to Windows 11. So I wanted to make a post for you guys, or a video rather, just showing you what to look out for, the different things to look for. And then I also have three recommendations of computers that I would buy. I have an all-in-one, a laptop, and a desktop that are pretty good deals this year, and ones that I would personally get if I were picking them out. So how to pick out a computer for Black Friday. So first off, where to buy a computer, where not to buy a computer. I'm a big fan of going to Best Buy or Costco, uh, or even Staples. Probably Best Buy would be my first choice if you're going to buy it in a store, because there's knowledgeable people there that they actually know what they're doing. Sometimes Costco and Staples, it can be hit or miss. Sometimes the guy helping you on the computer just stocked the cereal section at Costco, so you never know kind of what they're going to know, but they can always help you find a computer guy at Best Buy. So number one place I would not buy a computer is Amazon. So Amazon sells a lot of refurbished computers, a lot of third-party sellers. I go to houses all the time where people have bought a computer, um, in my local tech services business that I own in the East Valley of Phoenix, Arizona. And people buy computers and they're actually refurbished and used computers, and they didn't even know it. They thought they were buying a brand new computer. So don't buy on Amazon. As far as what to look for, and again, if you guys don't want to get too much into the weeds on this, and this doesn't make sense to you, then like I said, going to Best Buy is always a good recommendation. Oh, also the manufacturer website. I apologize. The manufacturer website, like HP.com or Dell.com, Lenovo.com, they have good Black Friday deals, and you know that you're getting it from the actual source, from the actual company. So the first thing to check when you're trying to figure out what computer you need is to figure out how much storage space you need. So storage is, how many pictures and files, how many documents you can hold. So this is anything that you don't go to, Microsoft Edge or Google for, Google Chrome. So we're not talking about the things you do on the internet when you go to websites, but we're talking about, all the photos on your computer, all the videos, music, things like that. The easiest way to do this is if you go to your current computer and you go down to this search bar right here and you type search, and then just type the word storage, and you'll see up at the top here there is a selection that says storage settings. So just click on storage settings, and you can see here this is my personal computer, and it says that I have in total 930 gigabytes, but that I've used 716. So yours might say 500, or it might say 250, but you can see how much you're using, and it can help you decide how much you need to get next time. So if we come back here, we can see here, so a gigabyte, or GB is a gigabyte when you're looking at these computers, and a TB is a terabyte. That's just the unit of measurement for storage space. So don't overthink that too much. So it might say the computer has 250 gigabytes or 500, or it might say it has 1 TB. So 1 terabyte is 1,000 gigabytes, and that's really common. You'll see that this year. A lot of computers that you look at will say 1 TB, and that means it has 1,000 gigabytes, which is about what my computer has, right? Mine has 930 gigabytes, so almost 1,000. So and I'll show you guys examples of this. I've got 3 computers picked out here, and I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about so you can see what to look for. But I just want to get through the rest of these. RAM, so RAM stands for random access memory, but this is just what allows your computer to multitask and just do the different things it needs to do. Rule number 1, don't ever get less than 16 gigs of RAM. Sometimes you'll go to Best Buy and they'll try and help you get a computer, and they'll say that you'll be fine with 8 gigs of RAM. Trust me, do not get less than 16 gigs of RAM on your computer. You'll thank me. The computer will last a lot longer, and it will run a lot more smoothly. So my top recommendation for most people is 16 gigs, but if you're one of those people that has a whole bunch of programs open and a whole bunch of tabs all at once, and all your stuff's always open on your computer, then it might be good to look at getting 32 gigs of RAM. But for most people, 16 gigabytes of RAM is going to be totally adequate for the memory. Again, that's random access memory is what that stands for. So, and I will make sure that you guys have access to this document when I'll put a link to it so you guys can print this off and take it with you to the store or just keep it as a reference. So the processor, this confuses a lot of people. The simplest rule of thumb is just make sure that you're buying from one of the websites that I mentioned or at one of the stores, and that will make sure that the processor is a couple years old. It's not like if you buy it on Amazon, sometimes the processor, the brain of the computer it's 4 or 5 years old and you don't even know it. So that's why I say as long as you buy it in a store, it's going to be from the last couple years, or buy it from the manufacturer website, you'll be okay. So don't overthink that, and don't buy a budget or student computer. If it says budget or student, it has a cheap processor in it most likely, and it won't have enough power and it won't last you for very long. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. So we've got, let's do this here. So this is a desktop that I've installed, this actual desktop for a lot of people in and around the East Valley of Arizona. So you can see here, this is the HP Omnidesk, and you can see here it has 16 gigs of RAM. So that's great, right? That's exactly what we wanted, 16 gigs of RAM. And it has 1 TB of storage. So that's perfect. So that's a fantastic computer. This computer actually is on sale right now for Black Friday. So like I said, I was trying to find some good deals for you guys, but this is a very good computer and one that I would definitely recommend. And you can see down here it says the same thing: 16 gigs of memory, 1 terabyte of storage. So let's go look at another one here. So for those of you that have like a clean space and you don't like having a big tower, but you also don't like a laptop, I know a lot of my customers really like having an all-in-one computer. That's what this AIO stands for, all-in-one. So the computer and the screen are all built together. So there is no separate tower. It just looks like a computer screen, but that's actually the whole computer. So they're going to be a little more expensive a lot of times because it's the monitor, the screen, and the computer all built into one, but those can be really nice for your space and they look really clean. So you can see here, this one, memory, that's the RAM, random access memory, has 24 gigs. So this one has a ton. So that's great. And it has 1 terabyte of storage. So again, if you go do this storage check like we did earlier and yours says like 1.5, you've used 1.5 terabytes or something, then you need to be looking at a 2 terabyte computer or more, but that's going to be very, very, very rare for most of you. That's kind of a one-off situation. So this is a great computer. I love Lenovo computers, and I also like HP computers a lot, but Lenovo makes a very good computer and HP makes a very good laptop. So let's go to this last example here. So this is an HP laptop. We can see it has 16 gigs of RAM and 1 terabyte of storage. So this laptop would last you a very long time. And so this one also is a touch screen, so look out for that. Some of you guys liked having a touch screen on your laptops. This one is also a touch screen, so it'll say touch display or something like that, but this is also an excellent laptop that I've set up for a lot of people in the past, and it's 45% off right now, which is great. So this is the best time of year to buy. All of these computers are going to come with Windows 11, so you don't have to worry about that. There's a lot of talk out there about Windows 11, and I have Windows 10. Am I going to be okay? All of these computers will have Windows 11, so you don't have to worry about that. Also, very important, do not let any store, Best Buy or Staples or anywhere, don't let them put anything on your computer. So not antivirus software, no Carbonite backup program at Best Buy or anything like that. It's a waste of money because we have cloud storage now, so you don't need to worry about paying for backup service. and probably make another video on cloud storage pretty soon because I get a lot of questions about that. But also antivirus software. I get asked all the time, well, don't I need some kind of antivirus software? All new PCs come with Microsoft Defender. And anytime they run tests for all the antivirus softwares, that Windows 11 antivirus always comes in the top 3. So you don't need to worry about buying any antivirus software. I don't have any on my computer, and it runs great. And a lot of my customers, they don't have it on theirs either, and it saves them money, and it keeps them protected. So, anyways, I hope that helps, guys. I'm gonna put links for these purchases if you guys are interested. They probably won't be active forever, but for this week, these links should work to these computers if you want to just buy them. But also, I'll make this sheet accessible if you want to go out there and hit the stores and try and find a computer of your own liking. So, and if you are in the East Valley, Arizona area, feel free to reach out to us if you do need help. We do in-home tech help and set up computers like this all the time, and would love a chance to help you out. So anyways, again, I'm Matt. Thank you for checking out this video, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.